Hello, everyone. Sorry I'm here. I'm just trying to get my camera right. Oh, all two of you. Hello. Hi, April. I guess I will pick up where I left off last weekend. Guess I can find my glasses. Man, the camera does not want to focus. It's just there it goes. Wow, that was a mess. And hello, y'all. It's Sunday. It's been a long weekend. I've had 4 days off. Today's the last day of it. I haven't really felt like doing anything all weekend. And that's why I haven't. Do I know what time DAC is doing the Cyber Monday? You know what, April? I have not checked in on DAC in forever. I just don't keep up with them. There's not a whole lot that they put out that I'm interested in. So I just haven't kept up with them. I don't have the money to worry about it anyway. If I had the money and there was something I needed, I probably would be checking up on them. But I've done lost track of when DAC does all that stuff. I'm sure somebody will pop in the chat that'll know the answer to that. But yeah, I have done absolutely nothing the past 4 days. I did spend some time Friday night working on leveling up in Call of Duty. Of course, they put out the new Modern Warfare 3, and I've got that. So it comes with, it's basically really nothing more than a patch to Modern Warfare 2, but they sold it as a new complete game. But it comes with like a bunch of new weapons. Plus, you can still use all your old Modern Warfare 2 weapons and stuff. Well, I sat down with all the assault rifles, and there was 6 of those. There's 6 new ones in the game, and I sat down. Now, if anybody knows anything about Call of Duty, you can get different weapon camos for your weapon, and you get those by completing different tasks. You know, like get 10 kills using this kind of attachment, or get 10 kills in this stance, or get 10 headshots, or whatever. And so what you do is you keep grinding these camos till you get all of the ones for that weapon. And once you get all of the regular camos for that weapon, you can go for your gold camo, which is a separate. Once you get all 4 of the regular camos for that weapon and you get your gold, then once you complete the task for your gold camo and get it, then you can go on to platinum, or in this game they call it forged. And for your platinum, then you have to complete a task to do that. And then you can move up to another one and another. And then the very top one is Interstellar. And Interstellar is the most gorgeous camo. It looks like a galaxy look, and it's animated so that it kind of moves on the gun. It is so cool. I'm trying to get those up, but I got all of my assault rifles to a minimum of gold, and I got 2 of them up to platinum. And I was sitting here just before I went live trying to work on my battle rifles next. There's 3 new battle rifles, and I was trying to get those all up. I got one of them almost done. I got 1 to gold and 1 almost to gold. Well, damn, Dreamer. Ain't supposed to do that. Hey there, Terry. So that's what I've been doing all weekend. That, and yesterday I watched the Alabama game. That was the game to end all games. Oh my God. That was that game had me cussing. It had me mad. It had me screaming at the TV. It had the cats running into the bedroom scared to death. It had the neighbor coming and knocking on the door to make sure I was okay. And at the end, I was surprised I was okay. I that was the most amazing finish I've ever seen to a football game. That was one for the ages. But for the next year, Alabama's got the bragging rights over Auburn, and we still stay in the hunt for the playoffs. Which all we got to do is go to Atlanta next week and beat Georgia in the SEC championship game, and then it's not really a given that we're in the national championship, but they're probably not going to leave out a one-loss SEC champion. So, especially when that SEC championship game is against the number one team in the country. So, pretty confident Alabama can pull that off against Georgia. Just because Georgia's number one and undefeated does not mean that they're not defeatable. And they haven't really played anybody tough this year at all. So, that's why they're undefeated. And Alabama has persevered this year after losing one early to Texas. And that team that lost one to Texas is not the same team that's playing today, because the one that's today has got their shit together a lot more. They know what they're doing. They've gelled as a unit, and they look pretty unstoppable this year. Well, I would say if you fell on your kneecap and you can't put any weight on your leg at all, I would go get that checked. I seriously would go get that checked, Dreamer. I don't be stubborn until the damage is irreversible. You know what I'm saying? If you hurt your kneecap, broke it, fractured it, whatever, you're best to go get that looked at now, because a knee replacement is no fun, and it'll have you out a lot longer than it would be if you went and go got it fixed now. Well, that's not good. You need to bend your legs to walk, Dreamer. I mean, your knee is a bending joint. That's kind of how it works. If you can't bend it, then there's something wrong there. Where'd my pen go? Oh, my Lord. No. Oh, it's in the floor because the cat's done figured it didn't need to be on the desk. Ugh. Well, you shouldn't need to be getting good at walking stiff. You need to go get it checked. I'm telling you. No, Hank. No, there's too much stuff up here for you to jump up here right now. No. And I'm not going to have you getting fur all in this again, like you did the last time. I still got to go buy some stuff to be able to make this part sticky down here where you got your fur all in it. And I had to pick it all out, and now it's not sticky anymore. It actually peeled some of the adhesive off of it. Hank, really? You are not listening to me tonight. You know, he's being a little poop. You really are, Hank. You're being a little poop tonight. He's over here just sitting up on the desk cleaning himself like he just belongs right there. No, do not walk there. Thank you. Really? He's just sitting there all proud of himself. Look at him. What are you doing? Hmm? What are you doing? Now, I've never been skiing in April, but I can imagine. I know people get hurt doing that all the time. But I can understand how. I look at it and I'm like, okay, they got these like big sticks strapped to their feet, and then they fall and the stick just sticks into the snow and flips them around and everything else. I can understand how you break legs and everything else skiing. That kind of doesn't even sound fun. I don't know. I'll stick to sledding. But I'm like that with vehicles too, you know. I stick to four or more wheels when I'm on the road because two wheels just does not sound like a fun day to me. It's way too much opportunity to get hurt or dead. And I don't envy anybody who's dead. I don't want to be in their place. Excuse me. Water skiing. I don't know. That sounds like it might be fun. It still sounds like it could be painful. I watched a video I think it was actually this morning. I was just kind of scrolling through YouTube or Facebook Reels, one or the other, and it was a video of a guy. The camera was mounted to the dashboard of the boat looking backwards. And there was a guy behind the boat wakeboarding, just doing the wakeboarding thing. And the guy driving the boat decided he was going to just like lock the throttle on and climb back there and wakeboard himself with nobody driving the boat. And he fell off. And the guy that was wakeboarding was still up on the board, so he started trying to like reel himself in on the like hand over hand, trying to pull himself in on the line, the tow line, and he fell off, and the boat just takes off without anybody in it. I mean, as far as other boaters go, that's dangerous as hell on the water, but funny as hell to see these two guys like out in the middle of the lake just kind of bobbing along. Their boat just takes off without them. Just one rule: you got to let go, got to fall, let go of the rope. Yep. Well, I can imagine that. I can see that being necessary. I'd hate to be dragged behind a boat at top speed, just bing, 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 skipping off the top of the waves. What are you doing, Hank? Yeah, go look out the window. Yeah, go see what's out there. What's out there? Go see. Go see. No, you're not going to go see. Be like, nope, I am going to sit right here and look at you funny. Excuse me, Hank. I still want to try skydiving. That has got to be the best adrenaline rush in the world. I've heard people describe it as feeling like you're floating with a lot of wind. And I will try it one of these days. There's still only 4 of y'all. Really? I do appreciate everybody that's commented on the past videos saying replay, because all of those people watching the replay is helping me out tremendously. I am only about 168 watch hours away from the 4,000 needed to fully monetize again. I am monetized to the point where I can accept super chats, memberships, and super comments. Basically, on the comment, you can actually send a donation on your with your comment. You can do all of that on my channel, but well, I haven't set up memberships. I don't know that I'm going to yet. I discovered after having a Patreon, I really don't have the extra time needed to invest in trying to provide extra content for people, and I still owe my Patreon a video of the final emptying of the tumbler barrels. That same set of rocks has been tumbling since June 25th. They're still going in the bedroom in there. I just haven't had the chance. Part of it is my sink is hardly ever clear, and I don't want to film with my sink not being cleared out. But I barely ever have time to really do any dishes and get it cleared out. And then once I do have Aria, what are you doing? She's in the kitchen getting into something. Sounds like a trash bag or something. Once I do have it cleaned out, I just don't have the time to actually empty the barrels. Maybe I'll do it in the bathroom sink like I did the first few. Before I moved over to do it in the kitchen sink. Oh, did she upload the new thumbnail for the Christmas premieres, Dreamer? I don't have time to look at my messenger, so. I have to take a look and see what it looks like this year. I figured they would just take the old one that we had that we've been using for the last 4 years, and just add the year on it. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah, I like that one. That one's nice. Let me download that. Download. All right. All right, so now when I record my video, I can just put it as my thumbnail. Cool. Well, I guess Nick Diamond is not going to be in the premieres. Oh, excuse me, Hank. Why are you looking at me like that? Why are you giving me that look, that stare? Huh? There's nothing I can do for you right now. I filled your dish. You had your treats. You don't get anything else right away. You know that. She's been banned across the board. Like, what do you mean been banned? Like, is she banned from YouTube? It's the first time I'm hearing of this. But then again, I don't watch a lot of diamond painting YouTubes anymore. I don't keep up with the community gossip no more, you know? Maybe that's why my channel is failing, because I'm just not keeping up with the community. People banned her. Okay. From what? What did people ban her from? And why? Trying to catch up on the gossip here, y'all. Nick's banned her last night, refunded her, and kicked her out of Patreon. Oh, well, that's just between her and Nick's then. What did she do to get Nick's mad at her? She held events, people sponsored events, but she did not send prizes, but she kept them. Oh, okay. I get it. Yeah, it's a good reason to be kind of kicked out of the community, so to speak. At least to have people not paying attention to you anyway. No, I have not yet, Dreamer. I am still waiting on my Christmas diamond painting to come in. I ordered it the day before. I ordered it on Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. Um, I don't know if it's shipped yet or not, but it shouldn't take long to get here, and I will record it as soon as I do. But I've already talked to Ashley when I asked about it some time ago, and she understands. I've been a part of this for the last 4 years. She knows that I'm going to have the video done, so she's not worried about it. I don't know if I'm going to, I think I'm going to do an unboxing video of the painting before I record the video. I was going to make the video the unboxing of it, but I would much rather unbox it now and have that video uploaded, and then also have my Christmas premiere uploaded with me working on it. Because it is a new diamond painting company and they came highly recommended. And so I want to try them out. So I figure I would unbox it and do a first impressions video standalone before I actually work on it. Yeah, I've done this every year since the year we started doing it. Back when Pippa was still running it. I miss Pippa. I know she's back, kind of, but not as active as she was. I'm gonna leave that "who is the company" thing alone until I get it and uh, and upload it. That's gonna be a surprise, Dreamer. But I'm very, very excited about this company, and from what I've seen so far, I think they're going to go very, very far, and I hope they do. But I want to get my hands on one first and be able to actually give a report card on it before I make up my mind on it. You know what I'm saying? That's right. That's right. Leave me hanging. You'll find out soon enough. As soon as I get the video in, I'm going to record my unboxing. As soon as I get the painting in, and I will upload it that day, more than likely. I always do. And then I got put a little bit of prep work into my Christmas premiere. So I've got an idea of what I want to do for it. I've just got to go through and see if I actually have pictures. And if I do, I've got to get them scanned. Guess what? I think that's all. No, there's one. they're almost the same. The problem is these F's are in the middle of a bunch of Z's, and it's almost the same color on the printing. So one thing I don't like about Evermoment, and I don't know if they've changed it or not, but the printing is not the same color as the finished painting. It almost looks like a photo negative in places, and it looks, the colors are different and they don't look the same. And so the way they printed the F's and the Z's, they kind of almost are the same color on the canvas. Yeah, pretty much everything you see here that doesn't have one on it, well, you can kind of look, if you look close, you can see most of them are Z's. But if you look like up here, you'll see that there's Z's, 5s, 4s, and an L, and they're all pretty much the same color on the canvas. Six people. Hello, six people. All six of you, or at least five of you, need to hit that like button there, because there's only one person that's liked this video. One person. I'm ashamed of y'all. I really am. I mean, y'all don't like me. I think the Ravens are playing right now. I think the Steelers lost to the Bengals today. And the Browns played today. I don't know if they won or not. But it really doesn't matter, because if the Ravens win today, they still maintain the top of the AFC North. Man, all my teams are doing good this year. The Orioles actually made it to the postseason. The Ravens are leading the AFC North and have been almost all season. Alabama's on its way to the SEC championship game, and hopefully the national championship game after that. It's just been a good year for my teams. The only one that didn't do good this year was Chase Elliott, because he broke his ankle early in the season. He was skiing and broke an ankle. And he missed a lot of the first half of the season, and then came back and just really didn't perform at all in the second half of the season at all. I know, Dreamer. You. Oh, I know. I had to say something there. That's all. I think my next coming paycheck, I need to order another bottle of blackened whiskey. Still can't buy it in Alabama. Can't buy it hardly anywhere. I don't understand why it's taken so long to be able to sell it in all 50 states. But I can buy it online and have it shipped here. So I'm going to have to do that. That's going to be my Christmas present to me this year. Along with the $100 I spent on buying Modern Warfare 3. That's ridiculous. Man, when I was a kid growing up, we had Nintendo and Atari. And Atari games were like $20. And Nintendo games, like if they were like really expensive, they were like $30. Atari may have even been cheaper, I don't know. But man, buy a video game today, good luck finding one of the top releases for less than 75, $80. And they always put out a special edition, which is like $100. It comes with a lot of extra stuff to kind of get you started ahead of the curve. And video games are not cheap today. Not like they used to be. Like a Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES system, when it came out, if I remember correctly, I want to say it was like right at $100. And it went down from there to about 75 or so before they came out with the Super Nintendo. It wasn't until the first PlayStation hit that game systems got up to about $200. And that was for the first PlayStation. And I don't even think it got to $200 then. I think it was like $150, $175. I think PS2 was the first one that got to $200. And then it's just skyrocketed from there when you get to PS3 and PS4. And now you got the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. This Xbox Series X cost me $499 at Best Buy. $500 for an Xbox Series X. Yeah, Atari went out of business. The first game system was Atari. Actually, the very first game system before that, I don't remember the name of the company that made it, but it was just Pong. And it was just a little thing about that long, about that high, well, about that wide, and about that long. And it had two little joysticks, one on each side. And it was the simplest game in the world. Just a little paddle going up and down each side of the screen and a ball going back and forth. It was like playing tennis on the screen. All you did was bounce the ball back and forth with each other. And you scored a point when the other person missed. My cousins had one of those. I had, and actually before the Atari came out, well, no, around the same time the Atari came out, Magnavox came out with a game system called the Odyssey and the Odyssey 2. I had the Magnavox Odyssey 2, which looked like a keyboard that, like the keyboards that were like flat and they didn't have raised buttons, but they had the flat buttons. It was like that. And it had a thing it had a cartridge piece on the top, like you had on the Atari, on the top center. And it, with the keyboard, it kind of went, like the keyboard went out like this, and then it went up in the back, and then the cartridge thing was up on that raised part in the back. But it had a thing that snapped onto the top half. They called it the voice box. And it added this like really crazy robotic voice to some of the games. And you'd also had some games where you could type and it would read back what you typed, and you had stuff like that you played on it. But they had like rip-off versions of all of the main video games on Atari, like Donkey Kong and Asteroids and Pac-Man and all of that. The Pac-Man game was called Casey Munchkin. And The Donkey Kong one was called Pickaxe Pete. And I had that one with a bunch of games. And then we got a ColecoVision. So I skipped over the Atari. I got a ColecoVision, which was, they had ColecoVision exclusive games that played on the ColecoVision, but you could also put Atari games into it as well and play the Atari and the Atari 2600 games in it. So it was kind of versatile. And then from there, I stepped up right into the NES. And then I got, after the NES, I didn't have another game system until after I got out of the Navy. And I got a Nintendo 64. And I had a PlayStation 2. I had a PlayStation 1 and a PlayStation 2. So I got the N64 and the PlayStation 1, and then I ended up getting a PlayStation 2. And then I kind of just got out of gaming consoles for a while, and then I ended up getting an Xbox 360 several years later after my divorce and I moved back to Maryland. I got an Xbox 360. And then back in 2020, I got an Xbox One X, and now I have the Xbox Series X. I also found a Dreamcast at Goodwill. I was walking out the door, and it was like right inside of the front door as you were leaving, and it was sitting there in like a soda crate, like the 24 cans of soda come in. It was sitting in there with all of the wires, the rumble packs, the memory cards, and there was like 10 games, and they had it marked for $10. So I ran right back in, grabbed it with the $10, and ran back out. So I ended up with a Dreamcast with everything included and like 10 games for like $10. I've still got the Dreamcast. It's in the bedroom. Oh, and I did have a Sega Genesis. I take that back. After I got out of the Navy, I got a Sega Genesis, and it had a Sega CD attachment with it. Sega CD was the first CD-based gaming system, and it was an add-on to the Sega Genesis. And then right after that, PlayStation 1 came out, and then I got that, and then I got the Nintendo 64 and the PlayStation 2. So I knew I was missing one in there somewhere. See, I used to be a big gamer, and then I got out of it, and now I'm getting kind of back into it again. At 50. I'm getting back into gaming at 50. I'm actually thinking about starting a gaming Twitch channel, or Twitch, whatever you call it. I don't know if it's a channel or if it's I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to start a Twitch stream, I think, for my gaming. Maybe, just maybe, I can get good and get recognized and get invited onto one of those high-profile professional gaming teams, and maybe I can make a career of gaming and get out of killing bugs. Fat chance there. I don't think they accept 50-year-olds on those gaming teams. They want them young 18, 19-year-olds that. But we live in a different day and age where you don't even have to work hard to make money. That's the part. I mean, the hardest work you do is just put hours into a game and get yourself recognized and get good at it. That's all you got to do nowadays to make a killing. I mean, some of these gaming tournaments, they pay $100,000 to the winners. I mean, you got to be really, really good, but $100,000, And then some of these, like, they actually have professional gaming leagues now that have teams that are, just like you have the Atlanta Falcons, they have the Atlanta FaZe, which is a gaming team. In fact, today in one of the matches I was in Call of Duty, I had a member of FaZe in the same lobby as me, which was really cool. Kids today don't realize how easy they got it and how hard it was for somebody in our generation to make money quick and easy like they have it today. I mean, all they got to do today now is use their phone, record a video of them eating lunch, and upload it, and market it the right way on Instagram and Twitter. And next thing you know, they've got 2.5 million followers, and they're making money hand over fist. And all they got to do is just keep uploading videos of themselves eating lunch. I mean, it's nuts. And I never once in my life growing up and having all those video games thought that one day, if I just played my cards right and just kept playing games, that I would be able to make huge amounts of money just playing games. Because back then, the only way you made money in the gaming industry was actually going to work for the game makers. You had to get a degree in like coding and whatever to be able to be a developer and work on the development team. That's how you made your money in gaming back when I was playing before. Now it's just, go live on Twitch and do your thing. Somebody will take notice of you, invite you to their gaming team, and next thing you know, you're making money playing video games. It just boggles my mind, y'all. I mean, it's a long shot. It really is. You got to be one of the best, and you got to be entertaining on Twitch to do so. But what a lot of these Twitch streamers do is they record their stream and then they take it into an editor and they edit out all of the extraneous crap, and they do a themed YouTube video. Like the one guy I watch that does MLB The Show 23, he Twitch streams for hours, like 5-6 hours. But he condenses that down into like a 30-minute video of him. In this video, we're going to attempt to achieve this goal in the game. And it's about a 30-minute video of him playing the game to get to that goal. And he hits all the important parts of the gameplay. He skips all the extraneous talking and everything else that he does. But yeah, but he's very entertaining in the process, And his YouTube channel is making him tons of money because he's got like 3-4 million viewers on YouTube. And then he's got his Twitch stream as well that gets, I don't know, probably 1 million or so followers on Twitch, if not more. And so he's making money playing video games. He's making a living. He ain't got to work. He ain't got to get up and go to a job every day. And he's close to my age. I'm going to say he's probably in his 30s. I would say almost like late 30s. And there's another podcast I listen to for MLB The Show that the main host of it's like 50. And he plays the game. But but he also plays stuff like Call of Duty and Madden, and I never got into the Madden stuff. I did years ago, and I've got Madden 20. I've got Madden 19 and Madden 21. Madden 21 I got because it's got Lamar Jackson on the cover. It was the year after he won the MVP. They put him on the cover of Madden, and then the next year he fell victim to the Madden curse, got injured. Every player that's been on the cover, that's made the cover of Madden, has gotten injured in the season following its release, except for like one or two throughout the years. So they call it the Madden curse. So if you watch football and you got a favorite player and they say that he's going to be on the cover of Madden, yeah, well, the next year he's probably going to be sitting out quite a bit because he's going to get injured. Well, Dreamer, if I'm making the money that those guys are making doing that, then hell yeah, I'd quit my job. Because they're making a lot more than I'll ever make killing bugs. There's one girl. She started out as a Twitch streamer on her own, and she was a YouTuber as well. And she met another guy. I guess she's Korean, and so is he. And he had a kind of a popular YouTube channel to begin with, and she was really popular when it came to the gaming side of things. But she was going through med school, and she and the Korean guy, MXR Plays is his name, him and her hooked up in real life, and she became a regular on his channel, and they moved in together. And so she still does her Twitch streaming under her name, and she still is in all the videos with him in his channel. And she is making enough money that she weighed the options and the amount of money she's making now versus what she would make as a doctor, and she quit med school to just be a full-time streamer and YouTuber. And they are making amazing money. Really? Y'all gonna do this now during my live? They're chasing each other around the room. Hank and Arya. You know what? I'm gonna start multiplacing because I can. Well, how did he get flipped over upside down? Damn it, damn it, damn it. Get in there. I probably need new wax in my four placer. That's probably why. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Hank, these two children. Hey, leave her alone. Quit tormenting Arya. No, they're just playing, I think. They're not fighting. I mean, but Hank has recently started getting very angry at her and actually like attacking her in a way. Like he'll pin her down and like just start biting her to where she's like screaming at him. And I don't know why. He's never been like that with her before. I think she's coming into heat now. Um, that could be part of why they're acting the way they are. But right now it's on a friendly basis. They're not like being serious about it. If it gets to the point where they're serious about it, I lock one of them in the bathroom. Oh, speaking of poor Arya, she my nightly routine when I go to bed at night is I go in the bathroom and take care of what I need to take care of before I go to bed. And I usually have the door open because I'm just going to the sink anyway, right? And taking my teeth out and putting them in the cup and all that kind of stuff before I go to sleep. Well, Arya usually goes in there and hops up on the sink while I'm doing that and sits there and paces back and forth across the front of the sink while I'm doing what I need to do. And then she runs right in the bedroom with me and jumps up in the bed and she lays there. She keeps pacing on the bed while I'm laying there trying to go to sleep, and she's making biscuits on me and everything else. She's just as cute as can be. Well, I guess she was asleep for a few hours in the bedroom under the bed, and I had been in the bathroom for something. I think I just closed the door behind me when I came out. For I don't normally do that. Arya woke up, and I heard her in the hallway. Meow, meow. I look over, and she's standing at the closed bathroom door, trying to meow at the door, thinking I'm in there. It was so cute. I called her and she turned and looked at me like, "Wait, what are you doing out here? The door's closed there." No, he's yeah, I know, Arya. I know. I know. Are you tormenting her, Hank? Or is she tormenting you? I don't really know who's doing the tormenting. I really don't. I don't see it start. I just see it finish. Man, it feels so odd to multi-place again. I haven't been able to do that in a while. But this one's got enough color blocking in this section that I can do it. Oh, me, my head itches tonight. I don't know why. I think, but yeah, I am looking forward to getting this new diamond painting in. The artwork is amazing. That's what sold me, was the artwork. And then I saw somebody else unbox one, and from what I can gather, it looks to be like DAC quality. So if that is the case, I think they're going to go far. And as soon as I get that, then this one's getting put away for a little while. I'll eventually finish this painting one day, years down the road. I've only been working on it for 4 years now. I've got to fix the castle one because it's got some messed up spots on it. I can't do with it what I would like to do. And I would like to have just a piece of board that I could put a light board on and just leave it unrolled all the time on the board and work on it as necessary like that. Because the drills, just like on this one, on any diamond painting, when you're laying it on a desk like this and you're bringing it up over the desk and then having it fold down in front of you, one, on something as long as, 165 centimeters, it's going to hang a lot in front of you. And it's going to have to bend over this front of this desk right here, like this is. I mean, let me see. Let me pull this up. There we go. Yeah, see how this one bends around the desk and then it goes up under. And I've got a shower curtain rod underneath the desk that I've got it, like when you bend it over the desk, and I have it going over top of the shower curtain rod so that it doesn't hang down in my lap. And but when you got one that's 165 centimeters, that doesn't even work really well because it just keeps getting longer and longer and longer as you complete parts of it. But then the drills right across the front here on this edge of the desk want to start popping off. And that one there, it had had the drills put on and taken off so many times because of all of the trouble I had with it in the beginning. I actually had gotten a lot of it done and then had to pull all the drills off of it twice due to bad drills. And so the canvas isn't as sticky, and I did replace some of the double-sided adhesive on it before I started on it this last time, but it's still like the drills just aren't sticking on it very well in some spots. And so I was sealing it as I went. And then what happens is you seal it and then you bend that spot over the desk, and guess what happens? The drills start coming off in chunks. Large chunks of them are starting to peel off of the canvas. So I've got to do some fixing on that one. If worst comes to worst, I may have to just order more drills. And the stuff that peeled off this time, I've just let it peel off And now that I'm getting up into the fresh adhesive that's really super sticky, those drills will stay on pretty well. And then I can just peel off the ones that are coming off on the bottom part and just re-sticky it, and then just redo the bottom part at the end, I guess. I don't know. I'm guessing that's what I'm gonna have to do. I don't want to throw that away. I spent $300 on that diamond painting. The last thing I want to do is throw it away, especially with all of the stuff that I had to go through with it. I want to see it completed. And I've already shown my granddaughter that I took it to Tennessee the last time I went up there and showed it to her and said, this is going to be yours when I finish with it. And she fell in love with it. So now I've got to finish it. But I've got to figure out how to finish it and get it done right. But with cats here, I can't just lay it out on a board and leave it laying on the floor or leave it laying up on the desk somewhere all the time. And I don't have a space big enough to leave it laying out anywhere that it's not in the way of everything else. I mean, that thing is 5.5 feet long by 3 feet wide. That takes up a lot of space. I mean, I could maybe tack it down to a piece of plywood, but even a piece of plywood I couldn't do because plywood is only 4x8. Well, I guess I could cut a piece that's 6x3 or 6x3.5, and I could tack it down to a piece of plywood and just stand it up in the corner when I'm not using it. That may be my best bet. I didn't even think about that. It's a piece of home decor in progress. I might just do that. But no, I can't do that because, well, I could. Because then I could just untack the corners of it with, just use thumbtacks, untack the corners of it and slide the light pad underneath, and then come on, focus. There you go. I could do that. Oh, I didn't show y'all. My little peppers are really growing, y'all. I need to go get them and show them to you. I probably need to water them again soon, too. I'm at that stage now where you only water them once every little bit, and you wait until the little pot part that it's in dries out before you water it again. So that way the roots have to actually grow down to the bottom where the water is at still. So that way you can start transplanting. I'm going to have to transplant them all into solo cups here soon until they grow out all the roots into take over the whole solo cup part, and then I can transplant them into their final pot. And then I can start harvesting peppers. Once I get them in the solo cups and they get big enough to almost start transplanting, then I can start using the proper plant food on them. You got to use high nitrogen plant food to begin with to tell the plant to grow and to grow branches and bushes and bushy things or whatever. And then when you're ready for it to start putting fruit, or peppers in this case, when you're ready to start to make the plant fruit, you switch up the food that you're feeding it, and you feed it lower nitrogen and higher the other minerals. And that tells the plant, okay, I want you to fruit now. Hank, don't meow on me. No, that's not nice. I know, Arya. But yeah, let me go grab them real quick. Take a look, show it to you. I haven't even looked at them in the past few days, so. Arya. No, Arya. No, no. No, no, no. All right. Yeah. Look at this. Okay, first off, this right here is one I picked up at the pet store. That is catnip. That I thought it had all died off and I was about to throw it away. And next thing I know, I saw another little sprout coming up. And I kept watering it. And now I've got a bunch of little sprouts coming up. So now I'm growing some catnip. Those two are jalapenos. They're looking really, really good. And then these 5 are 7-pot primo. This one's looking a little, still not looking, it's not growing very fast. But these here are starting to come up really, really nice. But these here are going to be some hot, hot peppers. These 5 here. These are 7-pot primo. They are actually, they're around the same Scoville range as a Carolina Reaper. About 1.3 to 1.6 million Scoville units versus the good old jalapeno over here, which is about 3,000 Scoville units. So that gives you an idea of how hot it is compared to a jalapeno. But yeah, these have been under a grow light in the bedroom pretty much constantly. What I should be doing is turning the grow light off and doing it on a 12-hour cycle, but I don't have a timer and I just keep forgetting to go turn it off. So what I may start doing is like at 7 in the morning before I leave to go to work, I'll shut it off. And then when I come home from work about 7 in the evening, I'll turn it back on and leave it on until 7 in the morning. That way you got 12 on, 12 off cycle. I'm going to put this back now. And for now, I'll just keep my catnip right there. Provide good indirect light and water about twice a week. Pick a leaf or stem for your cat. Rub a leaf on a favorite perch or toy. Place the pot on the floor and let your cat explore. Can be repotted for a continuous year-round supply. Treat like any houseplant and pinch back any scraggly stems for further growth. It's really looking good. Eventually that will grow up. It looks like a weed. If you've ever seen catnip growing in nature, in wild, it looks like a weed. Most people cut them down thinking they're just weeds, but they're catnip. And they get these big, beautiful buds on them, kind of like marijuana buds, but they're just like flower buds on the top. And if you pull up the buds off and give them to the cat fresh, oh my God, I've seen cats go nuts. So that's what I'm hoping to get out of these. I'm hoping I can repot them and they'll grow into a big actual catnip plants that I can just keep getting fresh buds off of and giving them to the cats because I think they would love it. Right now, they're still little baby catnip plants, though. They're little baby ones. I know Hank goes nuts for some catnip. I take a few pinches of it in the palm of my hand and you squish it up really good, the dried powder, the dried ground up stuff. And you put it in your hand and you scrunch it up really good to get the oils that are left in there moving around so that the scent comes out of it, and you just put it down in the carpet. And Hank will sit there and he will rub his face in it and roll around in it. And then he I don't know if he drools or or if he ends up like just like licking the catnip off of himself so much that the whole side of his face is soaking wet. And I just would love to see what he would do with fresh catnip bug. I got him some of the Meowjuana dried buds before, and he loved it. What? What are y'all looking at me like that for? Huh? Hold on me. Arya's being cute. Hank's being a menace over there. Arya? Yeah, I can tell. I know you're in heat. Yep, I can tell. Yep, yep. You ain't got to tell me out loud because I know it. Oh, oh, this is going to take forever with all these Z's. But luckily, I can multi-place and get them done much faster. Hank, come here. Come sniff. Come sniff. Come sniff. You don't want nothing to do with it. What I like about these Evermoment, now this is an Evermoment from 2019. I've found very, very, very few trash drills of any sort in here. It is just that good of a canvas. Everybody wants to know, where can I get a custom? I always recommend Evermoment. Because I think, from what I understand, they've gotten better since then. I haven't ordered one. The last Evermoment I ordered was my Ride the Lightning CD cover, album cover. And that was 3 years ago. Almost 4 years ago, I guess. Yeah. So. Yeah, I love my Evermoments. I really do. The colors are always fantastic. The rendering comes out amazing. They always do such a great job with it. Huh. Must have dripped something on there. Let's shake a little more drills in here. There we go. And you notice I'm not using 5 and 6 placers. I'm using 4 placer. That's it. I think a 4 placer is awesome because I can do 4 at a time. I can keep them straight. And if I need to do 2, I can just pick up 2. If I need to do 3, I can just pick up 3. So I can do, it's very versatile. And like I said, the important part to me is I can keep it all straight. Maybe time to refresh my wax. Because I don't know when's the last time I refreshed the wax in this 4 placer. just moved, and Hank's like, mm. Yeah, I hear you, buddy. I don't know what's up with you. Yeah. You're going to tell me all about it. No, get down. There's not enough room for you and me and everything else up here right now. No. 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 He seems to just want to be in my lap all the time. That's why he gets on the desk. He wants to get on the desk to let me know he wants in my lap. That's where he always wants to be. Hank, really? No. No. No, 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 no. Hi. Do not step there. Excuse me. I'm trying to do something here. You want to sniff it? Mm-hmm. No, do not step there. No, I'm not. No, you're going to have to move, buddy. The desk is just too small right now. I got to let my desk is kind of cluttered around the side of the light pad. It's really cluttered. And so he doesn't have anywhere to sit but right here. Two, two, two. Two. Oh, we got a train going by outside. Tuscaloosa and its trains. I'm telling you. They make you late to work in the morning because my work is in a spot where theoretically, if the conditions are just right and they're moving trains around out in the train yard the right way, that theoretically I could not get to work from where I'm at because all the ways that I could get there from here would be blocked by trains. And it has happened. Because, see, where I worked when I worked at VO was literally a couple of blocks away from where I work now. And it was the same way. And I've literally, like at the end of my day, when I worked at VO, there'd be times I could not get back to the office because of trains, or get back to the warehouse because of trains blocking the roads. Because right outside the west side of town, or actually not even right outside of town. Literally, I don't know. Uh, you go out 15th from where I'm at. You go out 15th and you cross under the highway, and the train yard's right over on your right, which that's not even a quarter mile, a half a mile from work. And all of the different tracks lead to that train yard. And some of these train tracks we cross over have 2 and 3 sets of tracks. And they're constantly moving cars around and moving trains around. And what happens is they're trying to hook cars up to the back end of an already pretty long train. And so they have to pull the train out of the yard, and it blocks the road in order for it to back up to the yard and pick up the cars that it needs to pick up. But in the process, they got to move other trains out of the way to be able to move the cars onto the right set of tracks in the train yard, and it's just a mess. And there will always be trains stopped on the tracks everywhere. Hello, Nana. Did y'all find the pie thief? So in case y'all didn't know and you're not friends with Nana on Facebook, they had Thanksgiving at her daughter's place there where she lives, and I guess somebody stole a peanut butter pie from the, just stole it. Somebody that was there just stole the pie. Oh, you got your, she made you one? That sounds good. You have to give me the recipe for that because that looked good. And I'm sitting there thinking maybe I want to make one myself. But who does that? Who steals a pie from Thanksgiving? And how do you get away without it? No, with anybody seeing you getting away with it? That's what I want to know. How do you sneak out the house with a pie? Yeah, idiot. That's just of all the things in the world. I guess somebody needed it more than y'all did. I guess I don't know. I'm sorry I couldn't make it up there. Just I didn't have any gas money. It sucks. Just came at a bad time. Thanksgiving came at the midpoint between two paydays, so it was like kind of. If it had been right at payday, or yeah, if it had been like right at payday or right afterwards, then yeah, I'd been able to swing it. But it's probably a good thing because I went out to the car yesterday because I needed to run up to Circle K up the street for something, and I went out to the car and tried to start it. The battery was dead, so I had to use my work truck to jump it off. That last little cool snap we had killed that battery. Well, it went dead on me last year, and I had the hardest time getting it restarted because I just don't drive it that much. Because I don't really have the, because I drive a work truck back and forth to work every day. So anything that I need to do, I usually do on my way home from work. Like if I got to run to Target and get something or whatever, when I get done at work, I'll stop by there on my way home and get what I need. Or I'll stop by the gas station and get my Mountain Dews and Monsters for that night and the next morning or whatever. So I don't really have a whole lot of running I need to do after I get home. And so I don't hardly ever drive my car. And so it just doesn't get started and it just sits there. And the battery died last winter, like back in February. Well, I started this job in February, and I got the work truck the end of February. And I kind of got lucky because the only reason I kept the work truck and decided to go ahead and keep driving it home was because my battery had died in my car one morning, and I couldn't get to work on time. And it was a Saturday that I had to work, and I couldn't get to work on time. My boss had to come all the way from uh, east of town to come pick me up and drop me off at the office, literally 5 blocks up the street. So, because it was freezing, and walking would not have been an option. But it was at that point that I decided I already had a truck assigned to me, but I was just driving my vehicle to work and picking up the truck and driving it all day and then parking it back at the office. And I decided at that point, you know what, I'm just going ahead and start driving the truck home every night. Go ahead and charge me the $65 a paycheck to let me bring it home, because I want to make sure I have a reliable way back and forth to work. And what my car really needs is a new battery. But as little as I drive it, I can't justify spending that much money on a new battery. And y'all, I'm not talking about work for a purpose. It seems as if, and I think I knew who it was because he called me Diamond Dave at work, so I knew who it was. But um, somebody from work watched the channel and saw me talking about work, and the main boss found out about it, and he told me to not talk about work on YouTube. So I've not been talking about work lately, if you haven't noticed. Other than if it's something funny that happened to me out in the field or something, I'll tell you about it. But I am changing positions within the company. I don't know if I told you all that, but starting the first of the year, I will not be doing pest control anymore. I will not be out spraying houses and calling people and scheduling appointments and all that kind of stuff. I accepted a different position of renewals, which means when your termite coverage, which is a thing that we have called Centricon. Some of y'all might have it at your house if you own your house, because a lot of companies use Centricon for termites. It's these little bait stations that go all around your house. They create like a barrier around your house. They go in the ground. It's like a little green thing with a cap on it. And inside that little green post that's down in the ground is a piece of bait about, that long or so, about a foot long. It's like a little bait stick that goes down in there. Well, every year that has to be renewed. In order to renew your termite bond every year, you have to have somebody come out and inspect the house for termite damage as part of your renewal process. And so that's what I'll be doing now. I'll be going out and doing yearly renewal inspections. So it's a lot easier work. The only bad part is crawling in crawl spaces. To take moisture readings, stuff like that, and to inspect for fungus and stuff like that. But there's a better opportunity for sales, so that means I could make more money. And some of those jobs that you sell on the termite side are high dollar stuff. So compared to pest control. Pest control has its high dollar stuff. Like, don't ever get bed bugs, y'all. I'm telling you, don't ever get bed bugs, because that's expensive to get rid of. But yeah, that's what I'll be doing after the first of the year. So that means no more scheduling, because that scheduling is done for me. I may have to call customers from time to time and do some myself, but for the most part, that'll be scheduled for me already. The job itself is a lot easier work because it's inspecting, and you have to crawl into the crawl spaces and go up in the attic and that kind of stuff. But it actually is much easier work than spraying the house. You're not walking around with a 4-gallon backpack sprayer in your back all day long in the hot sun and all that kind of stuff. So easier work. Pay is around the same-ish. Better opportunity for sales again. Still, your pay is dependent on how much you get done. So if you want to do more than the bare minimum, you're going to make more. So when the boss explained it to me and sold me on it, I said, okay. I took about a day or two to look at it and think about it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. He kind of framed it as a promotion. I really don't know that it's a promotion, so to speak, but maybe it is in the sense of I don't have to work as hard physically and make the same amount of money. But I'll take it. I think the part that sold me the most was you don't have to do any scheduling. That's the one part of my job now that I hate the most. I absolutely hate it because I'm just not good at it. And they're really cracking down on us now about being scheduled 3 days out. And luckily this month I've actually gotten it Everything that I have on my list for this month has been scheduled since day before Wednesday, I guess Tuesday. As of Tuesday, everything on my list had been scheduled except for the customers that are still carrying a balance due, and I can't service them as long as they have a balance due. So this month I've been all right, but I already got wrote up for it. So I already got wrote up for not being 3 days out earlier in the month. And I don't even know if it's working smarter. It's just walking around with a flashlight, and then you crawl under the crawl space, and you have to. From what I understand, there's marks that we leave underneath the crawl space to prove we've been there, and we've got to leave a mark at each one of the marked spots, and those are in like the corners. So you actually have to like go under there and go back to that corner to mark it, and you have to take moisture readings. We have like a moisture meter that we have to carry under there with us and take moisture readings at certain spots. And I think those are the spots also where we do the marking. And that way, if anybody comes behind us, they can see that somebody was there. So you can't lie about having been under the house. But crawl spaces don't really bother me. Some people don't like them. Don't bother me. They're not as bad as most people think they are. Like everybody thinks, oh, the bugs and the snakes and everything. Not really. That's usually right near the entrance of the crawl space. But once you get under the house, it's just dusty normally. And then we get the ones that have been encapsulated. Oh, it's a cakewalk. But some of them can be cramped and tiny, and you got to slither on your back or your belly to get to the corners. And I guess I'm perfect for that. I'm a little guy. I'm not very big. So I fit in those tight spots pretty well. I almost got the entire bunch of Z's done in the live. Look at that. Multi-placing really helps. In fact, I think I've just about got everything multi-placed that can be multi-placed. I think. No, one more there. Yeah, I think that's about it. Everything else is single placing. Aha. Oh, there was one right there that I missed. Oh well. Yep, the heater's coming on. I may end up having to move them plants out of the bedroom because that bedroom back there stays colder. I've got to keep the cats out, so I can't leave the door open back there so that bedroom stays colder. Because Paul still has his air mattress and stuff set up in there for when he comes to drive Uber. And he just leaves his air mattress set up in there. And so I can't let the cats in there because I don't want to mess his air mattress up. So my plants need warmer temperatures, and that room is starting to get a little chilly back there. I could feel the difference when I walked in there. It was chilly. I was like, man, I've got to figure out something to do with these plants. But it's hard to keep them out in the open because I got cats. And plus, I've got to have the grow light on them. And I don't have anywhere to hang the grow light in here. Oh my gosh. It's been 2 hours already. Wow. Well, y'all. I guess you know what that means. It's been 2 hours. So we're going to get ready to sign off of here. I got to go to work in the morning, back to work after 4 days off. But I get another 4 days at Christmas time. So Christmas this year is on a Monday, I think. So that means I get Christmas and the day after, according to our holiday calendar at work, which means I get off Friday, Saturday, or I get off Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday at Christmas time. And then the week after that, I have a 3-day weekend because we have New Year's Day off. So I get another Saturday, Sunday, Monday off in a row. So yeah, just got to get through December, y'all. All right, y'all. I'm gonna pack it up and say goodnight. I gotta get off of here, get things ready for tomorrow morning. Maybe play a little more game. I don't know. I'm doing so good at like getting my camos grinding up my camos that I'm might work on that summer. I don't know. Maybe play some baseball. I don't know yet. So until then, I'll see y'all next weekend. And roll tide and rock on. Good night, Nana.